manaka, chijitara la 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 manaka, yeah, yeah. Nyong chamatai, nyong chamatai, shilo jate, nyong chamatai, nyong chamatai, nyong chamatai, nyong chamatai, shilo jate, nyong chamatai, nyong.
Shogul bakul wen lo jat kulu biga dollar anazalan kalam dollar lo jat kulu biga dollar anazalan kalam dollar دولار يا جماعة معيشة صعبة حتى السمك الفجوبة هنا برضو غالي عشان دولار لا 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 تلقى واحد تاجر موية تلقى واحد تاجر فام تلقى واحد تاجر رملة تلقى واحد تاجر سمك جنوب السودان فوق السمك ليه تقول عشان دولار دولار ده ما قروشنا I'm proud of South Sudan pounds pounds وانا زعلان كلام دولار كلام دولار يا دولار ارجع بلدك كلام دولار كلام دولار بقى مشكلة جنوبين ما عنده قروش بمشي وين ما عنده شغل بمشي وين لو جات كله بقى دولار انا زعلان كلام دولار لو جات كله بقى دولار انا زعلان كلام دولار بنشكركم مع جنوب بالخدمات الطيبة لو كتبت جواب تمشي وزارة بدو قروش العيان والمدرسة بعد شوية تمشي بلاك ماركت ليه خرفتوا قروشنا وانا زعلان كلام دولار دولار بلدك كلام دولار كلام دولار دي مشكلة جنوبين ما عنده قروش باكل وين ما عنده شغل باكل وين لو جات كله بقى دولار أنا زعلان كلام دولار لو جات كله بقى دولار أنا زعلان كلام دولار أفاني جو يا تجار كل شيء made in Juba ليه تقول عشان دولار دولار ده مع قروشنا I'm proud of South Sudan pounds وأنا زعلان كلام دولار دولار
Welcome to South Sudan. Today, my name is Miyong Kuon. We are starting our show tonight a bit early because we are transiting from 9 p.m. to 7 p.m. local time here in Midwest, where I am. I'm in Omaha, Nebraska. And of course, starting next week, we will start at 7 p.m. here. And of course, that will be 8 p.m. Central Time. So that's why I kind of start early so that I get to let you know that we are changing our time so that some of our folks in Europe, in Africa, and also in somewhere in Australia, some sit in Australia, it's too early for them. So 7 p.m. is the ideal time for the show to be able to be live while everyone, maybe not everyone, but many will be able to watch live with us. Again, my name is Miyong Kwon. I want to welcome all the viewers, and the regular viewers always come. Our today's topic is on the screen. That it is about the inter-communal fightings, cattle raidings, and revenge attacks have risen sharply in South Sudan. And the question is, who is feeling this? We have three additional possibilities. One is it the government itself that feels the problems? Or is it the people in diaspora that are very, very angry at what is happening? Is it the citizens themselves? This is something that we can civilly discuss here. If you have time and you want to join, I will share the link very soon. But again, we will be starting our show every Wednesday at 7 p.m. So that's why tonight I started at 8. I'm going to start at 8, but it's somehow between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. now. So I'm just trying to make sure that you know that. And if you have any questions, you can also text. We have text here. You can be able to text me. But again, I want to welcome Sarah. Sarah, welcome to the show again. For those who are new to this program, this is South Sudan Today, and this is a show that bring live the issues of South Sudan, and we can civilly discuss them together. So I welcome each and everyone to join. And if you want to get the links, I will send the links. So share it, and then we will all discuss this topic. We have South Sudan is bleeding in all corners. This week alone, more than 100 people died in Abyei, and between Abyei youth and Tuch Mayadit in Bargazalt. People die daily in Equatoria, and of course, there's a war in Upper Nile. So this is something that hurts our country, and we really need to discuss it. If you do have something to say, you are welcome. So don't go away. We will be right back.
Ashana celebrate, Kulio, Kalina celebrate.
Right, welcome back to South Sudan Today. My name is Miyong. You are watching us live in the United States, and I am in the Midwest here in SUDAN, Nebraska. Our topic tonight is about the intercommunal fighting in South Sudan, the cattle raidings, revenge attacks that is happening and is now happening sharply, even more and more. And the reason why I want to discuss this tonight is to hear your views and discuss why and why not. The first question would be, why is it going up instead of stopping? Is the first question. And the second question is, who is actually behind all this? Because it's no longer one region now that has the problem in South Sudan. It is happening in Equatoria, in complete different style in a different way. It's happening in Apanal, completely, totally different. And it's happening in Bahar Ghazal as well. So to discuss this, we need to come back and sit as South Sudanese. If we have intellectuals watching us live, you are welcome, and let's discuss why and why not, what is happening in our country. This is something that we need to dissect ourselves. Yes, you might have your own point of view, you might have your own understanding, you might have someone to blame. This is where you can talk about it here. Let me share the link with you, and then we will come back to discuss all that.
دولار يا جماعة ليه ترفعوا دولار في البنك؟ لا لا لا، حتى الجدل المحلي المانجا واللبن كله بقى غالي، قال عشان دولار دي نياي. كلام دولار يا دولار ارجع بلدك، كلام دولار كلام دولار بقى مشكلة جنوبين، ما عنده قروش باكل وين، ما عنده شغل باكل وين، لو جات كله بقى دولار، انا زعلان كلام دولار، لو جات كله بقى دولار، انا زعلان كلام دولار. أفهم جو يا تجار كل شيء made in Juba، ليه تقول بدولار، دولار ده ما قروشنا. I'm proud of South Sudan pounds، pounds وانا زعلان كلام دولار. شغل باكل وين، لو جات كله بقى دولار، انا زعلان كلام دولار، لو جات كله بقى دولار، انا زعلان كلام دولار. دولار يا جماعة معيشة صعبة، حتى السمك الفجوبة هنا برضو غالي عشان دولار. لا لا لا، تلقى واحد تاجر موية، تلقى واحد تاجر فام، تلقى واحد تاجر رملة، تلقى واحد تاجر سمك. جنوب السودان فوق السمك، ليه تقول عشان دولار، دولار ده ما قروشنا. I'm proud of South Sudan pounds، pounds وانا زعلان كلام دولار. كلام دولار يا دولار ارجع بلدك، كلام دولار كلام دولار بقى مشكلة جنوبين، ما عنده قروش بمشي وين، ما عنده شغل بمشي وين، لو جات كله بقى دولار، انا زعلان كلام دولار، لو جات كله بقى دولار، انا زعلان كلام دولار. بنشكر حكومة جنوب في الخدمات الطيبة، لقطات جواب تمشي وزارة بدو قروش، العيان والمدرسة بعد شوية تمشي بلاك ماركت. ليه خربتوا قروشنا وانا زعلان كلام دولار دولار.
Welcome back, and I have shared the links now. So for anyone who want to join us on the show, all I need from you are only two things: a tie and a smile. That's all I need from you. But now let's talk about our topics. The topic is about the intercommunal fighting in South Sudan. First of all, before we blame anybody else, before we, point fingers on anyone else, this is the responsibility of the government or of the transitional government of national unity in South Sudan. Why? Because it is, yes, we understand that South Sudan is in turmoil. We understand that South Sudan government has a minimal power to stop anything that happens. But again, yes, it does have the responsibility to bring these intercommunal fighting within South Sudanese in all these regions. Why? Because first of all, the politician of the area must play a part of what is happening. What I'm talking about here is what is happening in Bahar Ghazal, what is happening in Upper Nile as well, and also what is happening in Equatoria. But let's talk about what happened in Bahar Ghazal alone. For those who come from Bahar Ghazal, you have a full understanding of what happened. But generally, if 100 people die in one day, based on what I'm reading here, this is an alarming rate. In Equatoria, people are dying completely in a different way. It is on one hand between the government and the rebels. On the other hand, it is a known gunmen. On another hand, it's people that are just killing people on the road. These are things that, in order to have peace, these are things that must stop first, so that we are able to get to a real peace in South Sudan. But a government of national unity must play a good role in order to change this rising problem in South Sudan. Why? Because the politician of the area, I'm going back to this, the politician of the area are the ones that not only understand what is really happening, but they understand the politics that kill people. Yeah, don't tell me that is a cattle raiding alone. No, there are some parts that cattle raiding that happens, revenge happens. I'm talking about only the civilians who have these guns in their hands. But for the politician of the area must come together. They must be vocal. The MPs of this area must be very, very vocal. They must come together. They must ask the right questions and get the right answer within themselves. We have different parties. South Sudan is very vulnerable. We understand that. If you are from IO and there's something happening in your area, then people from the other party might see in a different way. We understand that. But in reality, these are people that are dying. These are people that need to be saved. And that's why we have a government. Well, for those who are far away from what's happening in our country, we have to be blamed as well, because we have lacked of critical information of what we are talking about. Yes, we might get a phone call, we might call your relatives, they will give you one side of what is happening, which is true, it happened, you can even get video, this is true. But in a way for you to be able to, to get the answer, you must look for what really happened and where it did happen. I want to answer here our Sarah Dole. Well, Dr. Fati will be coming next week. He was in busy schedules last week and this week as well. But he will be coming next week and probably will come. We will have different topics as well, because this topic will be exhausted this week. So for those who are wondering where's Dr. Taj, yes, he will be coming next week and we will discuss more about diaspora too. He has a lot to say when he comes back. Thank you very much for asking. So coming back to this communal fighting that we have here, it is very important that we in the diaspora, we must first get exactly what happened. I'm not blaming anyone here, but we must, if we want to be journalists, then we must be journalists that get the facts of where they happened. Because when we go on the media, when we are on social media, only talking about what we have seen as pictures or what we've seen from one-sided, it really creates more problem. I'm not saying that what happened did not happen, but I'm saying that the way we pick it up here and we don't have a critical, a real information or what really happened, then it will give us a lot of problems because we will be, hitting the shadow instead of not hitting the help in itself. Why? That's what I'm telling you. We must get the right facts. Nowadays, we instead of getting information on the phone, you get it on the video. You see it, you see the picture. That is very true. The problem is what happened has a lot to do. So that investigation must be done. Then you have to get it. Yes, for you to put information on what happened is okay. You can send it out and say this happened. But to make a complete a resolution of what happened when you don't know exactly what is really happening, it's better that we get information correct and right. Now, we talk about cattle raidings in South Sudan. This is something that has been happening in our country for a long time. And the reason that it's increasing is because of the war that happened in 2013. Yes, in Jonglei alone, myself, I was one of the witnesses who went to see this firsthand, these cattle raiding things. It kills our people in a big number. But the question is, if this is happening and we have a government, the government is not just a government from nowhere. Government is a collective of a collection of citizens who come from all those places. If you come from Jonglei or you come from Apanal or you come wherever you're coming from on some other regions, and there is a problem, and you say that you are an MP, you say that you are a minister and all that, we understand. But where is the voice that explain what happened in your area? I watch South Sudan Broadcasting Corporation all the time. The only thing that I see is a trip that ministers went to and then come back. Yes, ministers might, but the people that are connected to the people of South Sudan, for example, our MPs and the state government, the report should be based on exactly what is happening in that area, so that the rest of the world will get the facts perfectly. I'm not protecting the government of not being at fault of what happened. But in reality, if you don't get exactly what happened from the state government, then to the federal government, it's very hard to get exactly why these things are happening. We understand that very well. So I would say that the state government also has a responsibility. I know that the decision comes from above. We know that, all of us. But when you do your job, when you protect your people, when you create the unity within the state where you are, these things can slowly change. And that's why I'm always blaming some of our people here in diaspora, that we in diaspora also, we are feeling the fire ourselves. Because if we cannot unite here where we are, then we cannot tell others to create unity with that we cannot mix ourselves. We need to start it here ourselves. That's why our show here is give peace a chance, so that we all win. If there's anybody that want to come in to join, please do not hesitate. I put the links here. I'm going to go to a short break, but don't go away. All right, welcome back to South Sudan today. My name is Miyong. I am live here in United States. We are discussing about the rising of these cattle raidings, intercommunal fightings, and also revenge attacks. Let's focus a little bit on what's happening in ABA and also the Twitch Mayardit youth. I was reading today that about more than 100 people, more than 100 young people die between this, South Sudanese, I would say even Denka themselves, not even different tribes. Why? I think we need to ask ourselves. In 2013, when South Sudanese, when the SPLM fall apart and start fighting, Nuer were killed. Then the rest were killed. And then the South Sudan got into a civil war that was unnecessary. The question here is, this year alone, the entire country is on fire. Now that shows that this is not only the failure of the government, but it's the failure of individual too. I'm not blaming anyone here. I will explain myself. The reason the failure of an individual is that there's no need for the same clan to kill themselves. If the government fails, the leaders can protect any issues that come to kill them. What is happening in Bahar Ghazal? It's actually Abyei is being disputed between Sudan and South Sudan. Now, can you imagine if South Sudanese are fighting our folks in Abyei? Just see it that way. What does that do to the people up north? I'm not saying that Twitch Mayardis are wrong, are guilty. I'm not saying that Abyei youth are guilty. Just see in the perspective of a nationalist, someone that sees South Sudan as your country. Abyei now is a new Kashmir in Sudan. If you are South Sudanese and you believe that Abyei is our country, Abyei is our land, the people of Abyei are our people. To me, even if they wrong us at the time that their state is uncertain, it's very important that we are South Sudanese, not even the leaders yet, I will come to the leaders. We are South Sudanese to think twice of pushing our folks up north. Because what is happening now is that our folks in Abyei will see themselves more into the north. Because South Sudan is at war anyway, let alone the war that fight between the Twitch Mayardit and Bahar Ghazal, and Abyei. South Sudan is at war already. So if we want to claim Abyei, and there's leaders of this community from Abyei and also from, I'm talking about the Twitch Mayardit leaders, you really need to think twice. It's not time to fight for land now. I was told that it's about land. It's not time to fight for that. It's a time to make sure that we guarantee Abyei first, if that's what we are for. For people of Abyei, you cannot fight Masria and fight your folks else at the same time. I don't know who attacked who, But as South Sudanese, this does not make sense. Same thing in Upper Nile is happening in a different degree. But all this go back to how our country is being governed. The leaders of Transitional Government of National Unity must be serious. Secure arrangement, a great milestone took place not too long ago on August 30th. We graduated some of the South Sudan National Army. This should be the right time to use them. This should be the right time to believe in our own national army if we mean it. Because if South Sudanese are crying that the government of South Sudan is there to kill people, now the government must be proving it. On this show, I'm calling and urging leaders to expedite the deployment of our national army, the one that is already been commissioned, because it's very important that we have to work to save lives in our country. It is very important that we must, let me hear what Miyong said. I believe you heard what Kir said last year, that if any tribe fought with another tribe, let fight. If you are defeated, then you will come to me and will protect you. Yes, I heard a statement of that kind. But my question here, I'm talking to the leaders, because, the leaders are not in Juba alone. Leaders are in Upper Nile, they are in Equatoria, they are in Bargazal, they are even in Bumas. There are some problems that can be solved before they get to federal government. I will agree, and I still agree with anyone that thinks that this is the responsibility of the government. I agree on that, definitely 110%. But at the same time, if the help is not coming from the federal government, you must devise something that helps your people. And that's what I'm talking about here. In the Upper Nile here, we thought that it's slowing down, but now it has picked up between Kuon and Agulak. Why? And the whole thing now is taking a different dimension as well. It's turning into Cholo and Nuer right now, especially Nuer Opangal. Why? Again, this has to do with the leaders. Where are the leaders of Kuon, those who have departed from Iowa, thinking that they get it right, they will do right, they will bring a better peace than what Dr. Machar is doing. But now it turned into what? It turned into killing our people in mass number. If Nuer are dying, South Sudanese are dying. If Cholo are dying, South Sudanese are dying. So this again, its responsibility goes to the government, the transitional government, revitalized transitional government of national unity in Juba. But also, the leaders of Kuon must have to accept responsibility of what happened. When I say the leader of Kuon, I mean the leader of Agulak and the leaders of Kuon Declaration. These are the South Sudanese who decided that what SPLM Iowa, which was part of them, was not doing right. Dr. Machar was just in Juba and abandoned the people. But now what happened? So this is very important. It is very important that the leaders of Kuon must not only call for unity of rebels to come together, but you must look into what is happening. Our people are being killed now. In fact, I don't think it's even in your hand anymore. truth must be told. So the white army that's coming from Pangak was attacked. They had nothing to do with either Aiwo or Spelem or Kidgong. But Kidgong went and brought the fight to them. So now how do we stop it? There's nothing wrong for a politician to come out and apologize to his people or her people. But first, this must stop. And if you recognize that you made mistakes, you must make a U-turn as well, so that it helps. So that is very important. I go back to what's happening in ABA. If there's anyone from ABA or from Twitch Mayadit, I would love both of you, or if you can make it in. What is really going on? What is really, really, really going on? As we work toward nurturing this peace, we cannot afford to have another battles that is taking place in any part of South Sudan. In Jonglei, the report I'm seeing is mostly about the cattle raiding. Again, that's lack of government having power over the people that they're supposed to be protecting. So, again, I'm going to take a short break, and I will be right back. I will come to, if there's anyone that's on to join, do not hesitate, let me know. We will come to discuss and finalize the last part of the program. But again, I want to let you know that this program will be starting next week at 7 p.m. so that I will be able to get our folks that wanted to come in from Africa, from Europe, and also from Australia. The 9 p.m. here is very, Australian people are very okay because the times is they are ahead of us, way ahead of us. But the people from the African continent and also Europe, it's the middle of night. So if I start at 7, then I will be able to find them not sleeping. So don't go away. We will be right back.
Dollar, ya dollar, arja bele dak kalam dollar, diga mishkila junubin. Mindu guruj bakul wen, mindu shogul bakul wen, lojat kulu biga dollar, anazalan kalam dollar. Lojat kulu biga dollar, anazalan kalam dollar. Afani jo ya tujar, kulushi made in Juba, lay digula chan dollar de magurujna. I'm proud of South Sudan pounds, wanazalan kalam dollar.
Chudan ni maradoran, chudan ni marasiendan, chudan ni maradoran ne. Degsiki to liga to tuanung kalo. Deka denin nitka, sibulum nyamakaryam, sibulum nyamakaryam, sibulum nyamakaryam. Ejang kichiro, ejang wakyatin, sibulum nyamakaryam. Nyanditan utara la dugdokomo, nyanditan utara la dugdokomo. Utara la dugdogomo,
celebrate. Kulium Kalina celebrate. Sabaja, chemise la kala, mabizonta ne bikore. Salamja, jable fara bikelbi, alatani ma bikore. Anyar kuka kalita kumbu milo, ya shabab kalita kunja. Yaude hadi ajibna lekum, I mean yaude huri ajibna lekum. Namsuku madala.
Hi, welcome back to South Sudan. Today, my name is Miyong. We are discussing about the rising of cattle raidings, revenge attacks, and also intercommunal fighting in South Sudan. We also have another disaster that's happening now in our country: the flooding everywhere in South Sudan, specifically in Upper Nile and counties of Nasser County, all eastern Ukraine counties are all taken away by the flood. It also is happening in Jonglei as well, and I'm sure I have not seen any report today, but it's also happening in other part of South Sudan. And this is another alarming problem that need much of our attention. For those who have privilege of being in the West, your voice should be used in both ways. It's okay that you can and you are already an advocate for these people, but also you need to work harder than that. Much of that will not come from the government in South Sudan. It will come from the folks that are living here that have a very strong unity, put their hands together and change life in our country. I'm not saying that stop what you are doing with your family here in this country. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying here is that instead of only spending time advocating on social media every single day, you can also work hard on uniting yourself, putting funds together so that these areas that are being flooded can receive help from the folks that are here. I have seen a number of communities that have done a great job putting their contribution together and send us back home. They don't even need to go through the government. They just go straight and help. That works. I understand that the security must be provided, but for your people, you need to work work harder so that you bring that little change that is not there with them. So this is something that I can advise you to also do. We have spent so much time on social media. We spend so much time on internet finding a way who to blame, which is true. Yes, that's when you are hurt. You have to blame the person that's supposed to do what they're supposed to do, and that's the government of South Sudan. We know that very well, and the government understand very well that they have the responsibility. Yes, they will have their points also as well, but all in all, this is the responsibility of a government, whether the government that has the power or not. The government must bring change. But for those who are in diaspora here in the United States, in Canada, Australia, and Europe as well, we should devise our time. We should think of how we ourselves can do it instead of always going on the media and blaming, because the blame will send a message, but it will not send money to our people. So I am advising all of us that we need to unite ourselves wherever you come from. If you are from the state of Upper Nile, you have a country where you come from. In that country, you have boomers, and as well as all the way to community. So your job, your biggest job, your 90% of your effort must be bringing your community together and bring change what is happening. Yes, you will say that government responsibility is to bring this to an end. But if it's not happening, you also must be part and parcel of the change that we need in South Sudan. So this is very important, and that's why I want to stress that out too. Another information that I also want to bring to your attention for those who are SPLM supporters in United States coming October 22nd, the SPLM IO party is going to Minnesota. And that's the day that each and every one of you should earmark, so that it's the day that we all going to go to the state of Minnesota and launch our SPLM office there. And it's very exciting because a number of our leaders will be there. They will attend that, and let also make Minnesota a color blue. The blue waves is everywhere, and for people from Minnesota, prepare. We are all coming. If you are from Minnesota and you are not yet an SPLM IO, time is running out. You must come and join us, because this is the party that will change South Sudan. If you think not, then tell us why. So coming, not this coming Saturday, but the other Saturday, part 2 on October 22nd, we are all going to Minnesota, and the blue wave will be coming. And I hope that the hospitality that people of Minnesota have, they will enjoy it if you are coming from very far. I don't know the weather by then, but you know that Minnesota is more northern than where we are. Of course, it will be much cooler or chillier. We don't know. But again, we are inviting you. We are coming to Minnesota on October 22nd. I want to invite all the SPLM members, as you've been invited by the country representative, our brother Pogda. He wants each and every one of us to be there. So that's a great day. Make sure that you are there. I think we're coming to the end of our show tonight. Like I told you, we are going to be starting at 7 p.m. and then we'll end around 8 or 9 if our topics get extended. But what we've been discussing tonight was about the internal communal fighting in our country that is rising now. In Equatorial alone, more than 80 civilians were killed this year. I mean, last month alone. That's what I read from the UN report, and a number of people displaced. So this is something that we really, really, really need to look into. I want those who are on social media all the time that get great information, work so hard, and make sure that our people's lives is changed through you. Right?